Hey guys, it's Jordan here with JDog Obedience, and I just wanted to welcome you back to Lesson 6 of your free online puppy class. So hopefully at this point you have been able to have some pretty successful sits, and you've been able to have some pretty successful stays. So today we're going to move on and we're going to teach our dogs how to lay down. In order to teach our dogs how to lay down, we're going to use a lure method that's very similar to when we were teaching them how to sit. It's going to be a little bit harder, more than likely, than the sit was, just because it's a little bit more advanced of a behavior, and also it's kind of submissive, so some dogs just don't like to do it. So how we're going to teach our dogs to lay down, you can start with them either in the sitting or the standing position. It really doesn't matter. However, if you plan on doing something more advanced later on, like maybe advanced obedience or rally or even agility, I would highly recommend trying to get your dog to go straight from the standing to the down position, just because this is something that will be required of you later, and it's easier to teach it now than it is to try to unteach and reteach it later. So if we start with our dog in the sitting position, what we're going to do is we're going to take the treat and we're going to lure them nose to toes, and then you can either try to pull it straight forward until they lay all the way down, or you can try and push it back into them to make their body kind of curl up on itself. Either way can be very successful. It just kind of depends on the dog and the mechanics of the dog. I've found that taller dogs tend to do better if you drag it forward, while shorter dogs do a little bit better if you push it back into them. If you're going to try to do it from the standing position, you're going to do the same thing. You're going to take the lure in front of their nose. You're going to go nose to toes, and then you're going to push it straight back. You're going to hit a part where it looks like the dog is bowing at you with his butt straight up in the air. So you're just gonna want to keep pushing until his butt falls all the way down. As with our sits, we're going to mark it as soon as the dog gets all the way down, and then restart that behavior over, okay? If you're really struggling with your dog to go into the lay and you just can't get them to lure, something that you can do is use stairs or a chair or a little box like what I'm going to show you, and you can try to lure the dog under your legs. They'll have to get almost into a crawling position, which will also put them into a lay position, at which point you can mark that behavior. There's also the option of capturing the behavior, just like you did with the sit, but hopefully it won't come to that, and one of these other methods will work better for you. So once we get out there and we start working on the lay, there are some dogs excuse me, there are some dogs that struggle to stay in the down. The reason for this is because you as the owner are going to have to get low to get your dog all the way to the ground, and then what do? We stand right back up. Well, when we stand up, it's very exciting. Our dog wants to follow with us. So if you're having trouble getting your dog to stay in that down or to start building that duration in your down, what I encourage you to do is look at your own body movements and how you are moving around the dog. The more excited you are and the faster you move, the more likely it is that the dog is going to pop up to follow you, okay? So what I'll show you out there also is what you can do if you have a dog that's really struggling to stay down, and how you can slowly come back up while rewarding them for staying down the entire time. So once we get them to the point where we can stand up, and we can kind of move freely around them while they're staying in the down, we'll go ahead and start working our stay in that position as well. Hopefully, since your dog already has a stay established in the sitting position, you'll be able to progress your down stay a little bit faster. But again, I encourage you to start slow so that you can reward them heavily in the beginning and build it faster later on. So without further ado, let's go outside, let's work on some downs.
Good boy. Sit. Yes. Good boy. Yes. Bruce. Yes, good boy. Very good boy. Yes, good boy. Yes, good boy.
Okay guys, so that wraps up our lesson for today. As always, if you have any questions, please feel free to drop them below, shoot me a DM, or email me at jdogobedience@gmail.com, and I will do anything and everything I can to help you. Otherwise, I hope you guys learned something new today, and I wish you all the best in your training, and I'll talk to you next time.